Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for an exciting announcement and information about a strategic initiative that we've launched this week as part of our Flexible Path journey. I am Melissa Sorolla. I'm the Interim Senior Director of Corporate Communications and Marketing for CPS Energy. And with us today, we have our President and CEO, Paula Gold-Williams. We have our Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Chris Euster. We have our Chief Customer Engagement Officer, Rudy Garza. And we have our Director of Energy Supply and Market Operations, Krista Davis. Also joining us today, we have our ASL interpreter, Dario Garcia, and he'll be joining us as well. We do have Facebook Live captions enabled, so you can read along during the meeting. And following the meeting, we'll repost the event video for rewatching on our YouTube channel. We have a lot of great information there as well, previous Facebook Lives that you can catch up on. And you'll have English and Spanish captions enabled for our multi-language audiences. Para nuestros clientes que hablan español, vamos a publicar este video en nuestra página de YouTube con subtítulos en español. Also, as a reminder, throughout the event, we're going to share some links for resources for you to learn more about CPS Energy. And at the end, we'll take some questions as time allows. If we can't get to them during this session, we'll make sure to answer them in the chat. As I mentioned, we kicked off our FlexPOWER Bundle RFP globally this week. And with us, Paula will give us an introduction into that strategic initiative and how it aligns with our flexible path. So Paula, thanks for joining us. Welcome your thoughts.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. We are super excited about our initiative that we've been talking about for a while, and now here we are. The point is that CPS Energy has been the energy provider for San Antonio for 160 years. Our company has been around the longest in terms of providing energy in Texas, and we're proud of that. We're proud that you all are neighbors, family members, and friends. We live to serve you. That's our purpose. When we do that, we are a full-service utility energy provider. So we generate power, we put it through transmission lines, we put it through the distribution lines, and that's where all the power goes to where you are, to your homes, to your businesses, to the organizations that you run. And we know how important that is. Constantly, what CPS Energy does is try to plan ahead, try to make steps that ultimately ensure that you have power that is affordable. We know that is extremely important to you. And the side note of that is we've only had one rate increase in the last 10 years, and the last one was 6 years ago, because we know that it's important that we buckle down, we save money, and we're prudent, and we're careful in our planning. So affordability is huge. Reliability is huge. We have to make sure that our systems are resilient, safe, secure, and that we're always striving for how to be more and more environmentally responsible. We've been on a quest for a long time in that effort. We have been in wind energy for 20 years. We've been in solar energy since about the 2012 timeframe. So we have 1,000 megawatts of wind today. We have 600 megawatts of solar, and we're moving forward. We also have an existing portfolio of fleet of plants that need to be retired. And we need to get that done and start planning that well before those plants go out of business. Plants have lives just like everything else, and some of our plants are approaching about 55 years old. They need to be replaced to keep up the reliability of what we need to do. So from that perspective, here we are. We thought very deeply, though, about the right way to do it. We thought that we needed to comprehensively think about bundling a strategy. So we have a flexible strategy overall to think about all of our plans, and then we created the FlexPOWER Bundle. Normally, we would just go out and get one type of technology, be it solar or wind or whatever we need in terms of constantly running power, what we call firming capacity. But this time we said what we need to do is bundle them all together to get all the benefits of each type of technology and make sure that we're careful about the challenges with each type of technology. In the FlexPOWER Bundle, we're going for up to 900 megawatts of solar and that's wonderful because it's not emitting. However, it does depend on whether the weather is good and what time of day it is. So solar energy, you can get it, it's affordable, but we're going to need to make sure that we complement that with other technologies. So we're trying to put in up to 50 megawatts of battery storage pure, so that quickly, if the sun goes down and there's a storm, that fast response battery storage is going to help fill in a gap. Then we want firming capacity. We want the ability to have energy that can be stored for a long period of time. We're supplying power to San Antonio 24/7, 365. So you need all of those components. Now, the exciting thing about the firming capacity, it can be something new and innovative. It does need to perform, it does need to help solar, and it does need to fill in the gaps around battery storage. But if we can do that with new technologies, we're going to go after it. But we will not sacrifice what's affordable for you. We will not sacrifice how to keep the reliability up, but we will continue to add solutions that help improve the environment. So we're super excited. The RFP went out this week. We are pushing it out in 10 different languages on the heels of what we did when we explored in the summer. When we explored for about 30 days in August and said, are you generally interested? Even though we're in the middle of COVID and hopefully coming out soon, COVID-19, we got 200 responses almost, and we got them back in the 10 different languages. So we're going to repeat that aspect of the offering now in the FlexPOWER Bundle, and we're going to look forward to the type of responses that we could get from here in Texas, across the nation, and across the globe. Our responsibility is to think about all the things that need to happen in the background so that when you go and hit your light switch, that power comes on. So we are thinking globally to get solutions, and we're going to act locally. And we're going to continue to talk to you about it, share information. We already have some information on our website, and you can join us in this journey. So thank you very much for listening today, and I'll turn it over to Chris Euxter, Dr. Chris Euxter, who is leading up our effort.
Thank you, Paula, and thank you everyone for joining us in this conversation. Like Paula said, we are very, very excited about this effort. This is 900 megawatts of solar, a bundle that's anchored on 900 megawatts of solar. It's ultimately going to be used to replace 3 physical plants. So this is a really important part of our journey here as we rethink about how we power San Antonio, a growing community. Like Paula said, we did an RFI to really kind of test the waters, to really understand what technologies and what's out there. And we had over 200 respondents there from 5 different continents. We learned a lot. As expected, we learned that solar is very competitive in this marketplace. We saw solar projects all over Texas that are ready to go. Not just West Texas, but South Texas, North Texas, even projects right here in San Antonio. We saw some very interesting battery projects, lithium-ion batteries, kind of in that 1 to 4 hour duration. And what we mean about duration is you can store power, but how long? Just like a battery in your flashlight or in your phone, it only has a certain amount before it runs out of juice, so to speak. And so the duration of that storage is really important. And with the battery storage, we see that technology kind of up to 4 hours at this stage. But there's a lot of momentum behind lithium-ion batteries, and they're getting it cheaper and faster. And it may be getting to longer duration cycles, but we'll see that in the RFP process. We also saw some interesting technologies on the long duration. Like Paula said, we've got to provide power in the evening hours when customers are there and the sun has gone down. When we may have weather conditions that come up. And so we need to think about kind of a longer duration storage as well. And we saw some interesting technologies there around compressed air, where they could store power by pumping air into underground caverns, pressurize that air when energy is plentiful, and then reverse that process when you need that energy. And those systems can store things on the order of 24 hours, 48 hours. We saw some interesting technology around liquid area, where you basically liquefy air. Believe it or not, you take air and you freeze the major components, oxygen and nitrogen, when you have a readily available energy, and then you reverse that process to release that energy as well. So really interesting things: thermal energy, kinetic energy, We saw some underground hydro. So a lot of innovation that we saw with this RFI, and we hope that a lot of that shows up in the RFP as well. I would also say that that firming capacity, to Paula's point, is really important because, again, this is not just another PPA that we've got out there. We are really trying to replace our aging fossil plants with this cleaner, greener, renewable energy. But to do that, we need to make sure that energy is there when our customers need it. And so that firming capacity is going to be really important. And we're open to all sorts of ideas there. And we have what's called an all-source approach, which is whatever technology works, is affordable, is reliable, has a low environmental carbon footprint. We're going to take a serious look at that. So that firming capacity is ultimately what's going to make all of this reliable. And so that's why, as Paula says, it's a bundled approach. It's an integrated approach that we've got going here. So we're very excited about it. I would say, I think, and Krista, I think we'll go through this, but I think the submission due dates are February 1st, and we hope to have decisions made by end of July. So we've got an aggressive time frame here. We're very excited. We think this is a huge project for San Antonio. I think, and Paula said this in the past, this triples our amount of solar in our generation mix. We've got 600 now. You add another 900, that's 1,500. So that's almost 3 times as much solar as we have right now. And we're already #1 in Texas in solar, and we're #5 in the nation. So this is really going to take us to that whole new level there. So a lot of excitement here, a lot of opportunity here for San Antonio, and stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And you mentioned timeline, and Paul has also mentioned the global interest that we've already had in this RFP. Krista, please share with us how people can participate and learn more about the timeline and next steps.
Thank you, Melissa. We have a website dedicated to this. If anybody goes to cpsenergy.com/FlexRFP, you're going to see our website. And you'll just click there on the home page, that picture there where it says FlexPOWER Bundle RFP, and it will take you to a page dedicated to this RFP process. And it's going to have information that Paula and Chris both referenced about our previous RFI process, and it's going to give you some background on our flexible path. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see the process and timeline that Chris mentioned for the RFP. And we also have information about our guiding pillars. So the process timeline, as Chris mentioned, we just released this. We launched on Monday. We're going to be placing a pre-bid webcast here on this website next Wednesday on December 9th. So you'll see that here. So you'll be able to get more information about the RFP itself. And we're going to be looking for those responses to be due February 1st. There's some contact information on our website, as well as more information. There's also a link directly to access the RFP. And we're asking all companies interested in this to go to the portal hosted by Power Advocate. There you can register to be a respondent in this RFP. And so we really look forward to that. If there's any questions, you can ask them through there. And then, of course, check back a week from now for our pre-bid meeting.
Thank you, Krista. Also in our announcement this week, we previewed what's coming next along our flexible path, and that includes information or a teaser to what will be the next step in our Flex Step, our energy conservation and demand reduction program, and our award-winning Flex Step and Step program. So Rudy, if you could give us a little bit more insight into what next steps are with Flex Step.
Thank you for having me today, Melissa, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to our community and our customers regarding the future of our Safe for Tomorrow energy plan. Melissa hit the nail on the head. Since 2009, we have had an award-winning, robust Safe for Tomorrow energy plan that was able to achieve our goal of 771 megawatts ahead of schedule, on time, under budget. We beat all the metrics that we set for ourselves with respect to the STEP program, and immediately started thinking about what comes next. We are in what we're calling our STEP Bridge program right now, which basically extends our current programs for the next year to 2 years, from when we actually achieved our goal at the beginning of 2019. And we're really thinking about the future in terms of the next decade of our energy efficiency and demand response programs. FlexStep works collaboratively with our FlexPOWER Bundle as part of our broader flexible path strategy that really serves as a fifth fuel for our generation resources in the savings that we put in the hands of our customers to go out and do great things in how they're using our energy each and every day, whether it comes to how your buildings are outfitted, what you're doing at your house, smart thermostats, solar power on rooftops. And in the future, we're thinking about what do our rebates look like with respect to electric vehicles, other electrification initiatives that our customers are being very proactive about in taking more control over how they use energy and how they manage their bills. So we're really excited. FlexStep, the RFP continues to be worked on. We are moving forward with that. We expect the what we're calling our tried and true programs, weatherization, energy efficiency, thermostat programs, those programs that we know are effective in changing customer behavior. That RFP will come out in January, and then we will be releasing shortly thereafter an innovation RFP that will look to the future of what else we can include in our FlexStep program that will set San Antonio on a path for the next decade. So we're trying to be thoughtful about the impact this has on customer affordability. We want to get the right programs in place that make us feel good about how we're going to incent behavior in the future. And we're really excited about the collaboration between our FlexPOWER Bundle initiative and our FlexStep program, which are really meant to work together to deliver the future of energy for San Antonio. Melissa.
Thank you, Rudy. And I think everyone's touched on, too, how it aligns with our guiding pillars of affordability, reliability, and environmental responsibility. We don't see any questions from the chat. Adrian Garcia, who's the man behind the scenes here running this for us, has shared some information for everyone to read and check out. So, Paula, I will go back to you to give us some closing thoughts.
Once again, I want to say on behalf of our 3,100 People First champions, that we are here to serve, and we are honored to serve. We believe that our focus is to serve this community. You, as our customers, are our beacon, and we realize that you expect us to do the best we can, and we want to assure you that we are driving results so that, again, we can keep everything in balance. And it includes making sure that we are environmentally responsible, making sure that we're thinking about what can be done objectively, smartly, passionately, and everything that we can do is in balance. Ultimately, our employees think about service. From the leaders that I call, all of our people are leaders, from our leaders in the field who work to make sure that in a storm, your power is restored. And I always have to take my hat off to IBEW and NAPE. Our unions are such great leaders, and they help us make sure that we've gotten through COVID. COVID has taken up so much of our capacity, but at the same time, we're making sure that business as usual happens and that we still have time to focus on the future, focus on strategy. And I very much want to make sure that I very much thank our call center professionals, our energy advisors. They are doing a phenomenal job. They are there for you when you want to call them. Give them a call, 210-353-2222. But they're also making outbound calls. As best we can, our objective is to make sure that we are reaching out to you. And Rudy, in particular, leads an effort. He leads an effort that includes our customer service area calling to see if we can help. We decided back in the March timeframe, when we saw that this thing was much more difficult to handle, that this was an unprecedented pandemic, that we needed to go ahead and suspend disconnects. And Rudy's team has made sure that we inform people over and over again that they are suspended. They will stay suspended for the current year because we understand that everyone's trying to get back on their feet. But they also call and talk about our other programs that we have. We have payment plans, and we want to work with you. And from the standpoint of let's stretch the payments out to make them affordable. And when you join that, there are waivers for late fees. We also see if you can qualify for affordability discounts. Those give you discounts every single month. We have programs for seniors. We have programs for veterans. We ultimately have the ability to work with you. We have a residential energy assistance partnership that we have a partnership with the City of San Antonio and with Bexar County, and there are funds in there to help you get bill credits. And we got some funds from the City of San Antonio and Bexar County relative to the CARES Act. Whatever we can do, whatever programs we have, we're going to continue to share them with you. However, there's more. Our energy advisors also look for programs across San Antonio, and they will sit there and explain what we know and what we can share, phone numbers. We can look up things on the website for you. We are here to help. Yes, we have to do it all. That's the expectation, and we've got to keep pushing. So ultimately, I want to thank you, and I want to assure you that everyone working here is working with a thought that we need to serve, and we need to keep moving and making sure that San Antonio is recognized as a leader, but we're sustaining the things that you need from us. So I will end with this as well. Espero que todos se mantengan seguros. Nosotros estamos aquí para ti. Llámanos al 210-353-2222. Gracias.
Paula, and we'll be sure to share that information in the chat as well with the listing of the assistance programs that we have and that can help you. And we do encourage you, if you or you know somebody else that needs some assistance, please ask them to call us. Please share that website with them as well, as we're here to help. Just as a reminder, our website for the RFP is cpsenergy.com/RFP. Please take a look at that and read that and share the news as well. We'll be back soon with more information and updates as we go along our flexible path. Thank you all for joining us. Stay safe.